you looking for a home but could use some help with the latest down payment assistance programs? Hennigan Realty's got you covered. Just dial 623 for my home. That's 623-469-4663. Just pick up the phone. 623 for my home. 623 for my home. Is you looking for a home but need help with a loan? Just pick up the phone. 623 for my home. 623 for my home. Are you looking for a home?
All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I am Dana Hennigan, one half of Hennigan Realty Group, coming to you today for our Real Tip Tuesday. But once again, life keeps lifing, and so we had to come and do it on a Wednesday. But again, as always, we never want to leave you out of this good information. So we're gonna push through, even if it's a Wednesday. We're still gonna push through with this good information. So today we're gonna be joined again with Felicia Rhodes of Guild Mortgage, and we're going to be talking about the Section 8 voucher and how you can use your Section 8 voucher, which is now known as the Housing Choice Voucher, how you can use it to purchase a home. So we're just going to go ahead and jump straight on into it. I'm going to bring Felicia in. Hey, Felicia, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? How's everybody?
We are doing wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. So, we're just gonna jump into it today. You know, like I said, we're doing Real Tip Tuesday on a Wednesday again, but we don't want to leave people out of this good information. So we're talking about how you can purchase a home using your housing voucher, the Housing Choice Voucher, which is formerly known as Section 8. So go ahead, Felicia, take it away. Tell us about this good information.
Man, it's just real simple. If you are an individual who's working and you're on Section 8 voucher, and you're getting assistance for your rental, that can be applied towards a mortgage for your own home. And so what lenders do is, and what I do is, if you make $3,000 a month and you're getting an $800 voucher, that's like you're making $3,800 a month. So that could very well be the, what do you call that? The glue that helps your income and help you qualify for a mortgage. You might be $500 less, to bring your debt to income ratio down. But when you add that mortgage home ownership voucher, then you qualify for a mortgage loan. And what happens is, after you close, you go to the home ownership program, take your closing documents, and they will send you the check. Instead of sending it to the landlord, they will send you the check every month, but you have to be responsible enough to turn around and pay your mortgage with that.
Right. So don't go out there thinking that's a free check coming through every month and then you can't pay your mortgage.
Right. So when they send you that check, I have 4 clients right now. We've closed on them. I think 2 I've closed with you, Miss Dana. They are utilizing that money. And as long as you qualify for the voucher program, you can get that assistance for up to 15 years.
So with that 15 years, let me ask about that one. So let's say, for instance, most people get a housing voucher based on the amount is based on how many people are in your household. So let's say I have, 2 kids in the household, and they, in 3 years, they'll be probably out of the house. Will my voucher amount change? Do we know that?
So actually, it doesn't go by the children. It goes by how many bedrooms you're approved for.
Okay.
If you're approved for a 2-bedroom, then the voucher goes according to a 2-bedroom. If you're approved for a 3-bedroom, the voucher goes towards 3 bedrooms. So it's not based off how many children you have, because you can have 4 children and 2 boys, 2 girls, and you're only qualified for a 3-bedroom.
Okay. So then essentially, if I'm locked into a 4-bedroom house, then because I had a voucher that was able to be sufficient enough for it, then that's what it is for the 15 years. Okay.
Right. And my buyer, she got a 4-bedroom house, but her voucher amount was based off 3 bedrooms.
Okay.
So we can still use that. I've had one person who got $1,100 a month. And as long as you qualify for the program, you can get up to 15 years, but even if it does you wonders for 3 years, then you get an income, your income goes up, and then you don't qualify for the program anymore, then you take this time to prepare and save, you know, to prepare and save and prepare yourself to pay your home mortgage.
Right.
It's not supposed to handicap you, it's just supposed to help you.
Right. So I know a lot of people think about the Section 8 voucher or the Housing Choice Voucher as one for rental. So, and most people probably have the rental voucher.
So if you have the rental voucher, what I have learned is if you have the rental voucher, that can transform to the home ownership voucher.
Okay. Is there any particular steps? Do they just need to go to their whoever their advocate is for, or their person they're assigned to?
No, they need to call me. And then with my connections, I can say, hey, I got this buyer who is qualified for a mortgage loan. She's on a rental voucher, but we want to switch it over to a home ownership voucher. Can you give me an estimator for that?
Okay. So for anybody who's tuning in, we're talking about how you can use your Housing Choice Voucher, formerly known as Section 8 voucher, in order to purchase a home. So what we just learned was it can last you up to 15 years. So once you're approved, you're able to use your voucher and purchase a home for up to 15 years. I'm sorry, once you close on a home, you can use that voucher for up to 15 years. If you are considering using your voucher and wanting to purchase a home, the first thing you need to do is you need to call Felicia Rhodes with Gill Mortgage at 832-610-9227. And then she will walk you through the steps in order to get an estimation of how much your voucher can be for. Is it how much your voucher you can give your voucher?
Yeah, up to how much your voucher would qualify you for. So what I do is I look at the voucher, I send it in to the representative over at housing and say, hey, this buyer here is on a rental voucher but qualifies for a mortgage and wants to know how much of her, give me an estimator on how much will go towards her mortgage. Okay. And then they will send us an estimator back. Now there's a list of zip codes that you have to stay within, like for Harris County or for City of Houston, depending on whose housing voucher you on. Like for Harris County, there's like a tier, 100%, 110%, and 120% tier, where if you live in those zip codes, your amount could be different.
Okay.
But I think it's an awesome program, for people who have been, hardworking single mothers who are on housing and feel like there's no way that they can ever own because they need that assistance.
Right.
But the key thing is you have to qualify for a mortgage.
Right. So I was going to talk about that.
Yeah. So you have to qualify for a mortgage. So that means that your income has to be enough to substantiate a mortgage payment and your debts. So you have to qualify for a mortgage. Not everybody who's on Section 8 is going to qualify for the housing program. The key part of it is you have to be able to qualify for a mortgage, which means minimum 580 credit score, enough income to cover your debts and a mortgage payment. So I'm just going to put that out there. The minimum housing payment, and you can probably attest to this too, Miss Dana, and Mr. Rowland can too. Minimum housing payment you all are seeing with your buyers on average is about $1,800 and up. So if you make $1,600 a month and you have no other income, 9 times out of 10, you will not qualify for a mortgage. But if you call me, I can tell you how to qualify for a mortgage. If you need to set yourself up on making this amount, how to make this amount and not get kicked out of the program, what you will qualify, at this amount, because, I work with you and Roland all the time. We have programs where they're giving 100,000 down payment assistance. In assistance, it might be where you have to do a Houston Community Land Trust,
Yeah.
or a Harris County Land Trust loan. Still get your voucher, but the mortgage payment is doable.
Right. And I was going to say that too. So and we'll talk about that in a moment, that you can use down payment assistance with your voucher. But even if you come in and let's just say, for instance, the average mortgage that we're seeing is about $1,800 and up for, the demographics of people who we work with. However, with the different programs, the different down payment assistance programs, they're given so much money, like in one particular case where you can possibly get close to $100,000 or more. That helps to be able to buy that amount down. So maybe even too, for the first house, this could be your first house, just to start off from not renting and going into buying. Maybe you don't go into a house, a $300,000 house. Maybe you start off, smaller with the Houston Land Bank home. You start off with a community land trust home. You start off with, just a smaller, nice home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And if you don't need that much, there are some 2-bedroom, 2-bath, or 2-bedroom, 1-bath homes that are really nice in nice areas. That you can qualify for, and you don't have this huge, substantial amount of debt in your mortgage, but you're still investing in yourself in home ownership. So there's things to, sometimes it's just baby steps. Like, I just want to get from renting and I want to start to purchase and be able to invest that money back into myself. Let's start small. And then once we, income increases, things in your life changes or whatever, then we go into, discussing what's my next steps for getting a bigger home, or I want to move to a different area, whatever the situation is. Your lifestyle can afford a little bit more later on. But down payment assistance, let's talk about that, like how you can utilize down payment assistance with the housing voucher.
I mean, it's just, the housing voucher is just shown on the application as extra income. So the guidelines for down payment assistance still stands. It's still, the regular guidelines for down payment assistance, regular guidelines for getting approved for a mortgage. The housing voucher just increase your income on paper, basically.
Okay. So, right there again, we're talking about how you can purchase a home using your housing choice voucher, which is formerly known as Section 8. And so what we're learning is that, one, you can use your voucher for up to 15 years. So once you find a home, you get into that house, that voucher can be used up to 15 years. You can, that voucher will be utilized as additional income, where the voucher program will pay the money to you. And you and I talked about this. You mentioned it either yesterday or a couple of days ago, whatever, about why it is best to have the voucher go to the recipient and not straight to the mortgage.
Because we all know the housing department is slow. And if you have to make any changes, it's going to take forever. So you have it come to you so that when your servicer changes, you can still make your payments on time. You're not having to call the housing department and say, hey, my servicer changed.
Right.
I need you to start sending my payments here. So that will be, once you close, you have to go to the housing department, take your closing documents. And at that time, that's when you will make the decision on whether or not you want the funds to come to you or whether or not you want the funds to go to the company.
Right. So you can choose. So for anybody who's listening, you can choose either one. But the suggestion is that you have it sent to you, because even though, let's say, for instance, you go with Felicia and you close with Gil Mortgage. Felicia's working with Gil Mortgage. She's going to work your file and everything. It's going to get you to the closing table. Once you close, like many, it doesn't matter whether you close with Gil Mortgage, whether you close with ABC Mortgage, 123 Mortgage, 9 times out of 10, that mortgage lender is going to sell your mortgage to another company. So that's what she's talking about in regards of servicer. So that person who services your loan is going to sell that loan to somebody else. Once they sell it to somebody else, that now becomes your new lender. So Gil Mortgage sells it to Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo is now your servicer, your loan servicer.
Yes.
That's who you're paying your loan to. But if you have your mortgage payment, a portion of your mortgage payment from the housing department going to Gil Mortgage, and it's taken a while to get in contact with them to switch it over to Wells Fargo, let's say it takes 3 months.
Yeah.
Well, we know it's 3 months. After 3 months, if you don't pay your mortgage,
foreclosure.
Yeah. So we don't want that to happen. So it's best to go to you. So it doesn't matter whether it's at Gil Mortgage, Wells Fargo, 123, whatever, the money's coming to you and you're going to pay the appropriate person in the right amount of time. So that's
it also holds the homeowner accountable. Pay your mortgage. Don't spend it. You see a shoe special at Check Me online. Don't use it to go buy some shoes or buy Shein or whatever. Pay your mortgage.
Right. Don't lie to yourself saying I'm gonna put it right here and then I'm gonna come back later and I'm gonna put it back. Like, don't do that.
Yeah. If the county or the city, you qualify for it, they have this program. They do not have a foreclosure rate, which is good. So that means people are being responsible.
Good.
So if God has blessed you to be on the voucher program and he has blessed you to be able to purchase a home, do right by it before your blessings are taken away. Do right by. You get that check, you save your portion, you get your check from housing, and you pay your mortgage as you would pay that landlord on time.
Right. So, and just again, I know we're restating this, but in order to start the process, one, you have to make sure you have the right voucher. So you may have a rental voucher, but that's okay. If you have a rental voucher and you want to purchase, just get in contact with Felicia. Her number is at the bottom. Get in contact with Felicia and she's going to help and walk you through the process in order to switch your voucher from a rental to a housing. And let me say this too, because we had a young lady who we were working with to do this. She had a rental voucher. She did switch to a housing voucher. She's still renting because we just couldn't find something that was feasible for her in the area in which her voucher was for. So please note that even if you switch it to a housing voucher, a home buying voucher, you can still rent with the home buying voucher. It's just there ready and available for when you get ready to purchase a home. You just go in and get your lending. And so when you're ready to, once you have your voucher switched over to a home buying voucher, you still have to get it pre-approved. So at least a minimum 580 credit score. You need to have your debt needs to be low enough, and your income needs to be high enough to be able to support whatever debt you have coming in, like your credit card, your student loans, your car notes, and then on top of that, a mortgage. So you still have to regularly qualify for a mortgage.
And I just want to throw a couple of things in there while we're talking about them getting ready and getting, themselves ready for home purchasing. 2 tips. One, if you have student loans and they're not forgiven, get on an income-driven repayment plan, $75 or below. Because we'll use the income-driven repayment plan amount to offset your student loans, especially if you got $200,000 in student loans. Get on an income-driven repayment plan. And then 2, if you have been disputing your credit, please remove all dispute verbiage from your credit report before going to any lender, because that will be counted against you. Because when you come in, you want to make sure that you qualify and not have to go through any changes of getting this removed and getting this removed, because it's a hard inquiry on your credit. And if we have to work on your credit, then it's going to be another hard inquiry. So especially ones who are coming in with vouchers, you have a timeline. We don't have time to be, we don't have that timeline or that time frame to say, okay, well, we got to do this, we got to do this. When you get your home ownership voucher, I think they only give you like 90 days to
find a home.
Or it has to be renewed. So those are just two tips when you coming to me and you calling me because you want to purchase a home.
Right. And so let me add this in there too. The great thing about Hennigan Realty Group and the lenders that we work with is you don't have to be 100% ready. You don't have to be ready to go into purchasing a home today or tomorrow or next month. You just have to have the ambition. You just have to have the mindset that this is something that I want to do. And then the next thing that we will say, just give us a call. So you can call me, you can call Felicia, and then we'll hold your hand and we'll walk you through the process and tell you X, Y, Z. And we'll do this. And well, I don't pull credit, but Felicia will do this before she even pulls your credit, especially if you already know what your credit is. So just to throw some credit sites out there, you can go to freecreditreport.com to pull your credit once a year for free. You can go to your bank statement. Your bank, if you guys bank with like Chase or Wells Fargo, Bank of America, most of them have like a banking app where you can kind of see a little bit of what's on it. It's not as detailed, but at least that's something. You can go to myfico.com. I personally use that myself. Roland and I, we use it ourselves, myfico.com, and it has everything on it. It updates your credit daily, if not sometimes multiple times a day, and you can see your mortgage credit and your regular credit for free. You can look at one for like about maybe $40 a month. You can look at all three and get real-time credit checks, or you can do Identity IQ is another one. So those are all different sites that you guys can look at, and you can come to Felicia and say, hey, Felicia, here's my credit report. This is what's on my credit. Before you even go in having to pull anything or whatever, this is what's on my credit. What can I do? What can you do anything with me? This is how much I make a month. And then let's go from there, regardless if you want to use your housing voucher or not. But in this case, for a housing voucher, because you have that short window of time to find a home once you are approved,
right?
You want to make sure that before you start switching, your vouchers over, that you come and you're ready at that particular time.
Yeah, because you want to get pre-approved and make sure that your finances are in order, your approval is in order, and then we'll be like, okay, hey, let me go ahead and email housing, see how much your home ownership voucher would be, and then we go from there.
Right. So also I see Kanisha is on here and she amen, and I don't know at what point she amen something we said on here, but yes. So but also too, I had somebody who contacted us a couple of days ago, and they're 1099, so they're on a housing voucher, good credit, good income. Actually, she's on a W-2 and a 1099, but let's just say if I'm a housing voucher recipient and I have a 1099. Can you do anything with that buyer, Felicia?
Yeah. I mean, that's income. But when they're 1099, we have to look at their taxes. Because let me tell you what I'm finding. These 1099 people, they go have these tax preparers do their taxes, right? And because they want a refund, they just let the tax preparer do whatever they want to do to their taxes, but don't look at it in the long run. If you're trying to purchase a house, make a big purchase, and you're 1099, your taxes have to show a positive. If you make $80,000 a year and you write off $79,000, you ain't made no money for that year.
You only made $1,000.
You only made $1,000. So Sometimes getting a refund is not always the best when you're trying to make life changes and purchase a house, purchase a car, build a business, because you have to show income.
Yeah. And the biggest
And
thing I would say, talk to your tax preparer. Make sure that you're going to a reputable tax preparer and tell them like, hey, I want to make a large purchase. I want to purchase a home in the next year or, whatever, before you do your taxes, and
yes,
tell them, and they'll advise you on how to properly do your taxes, maybe so that you don't take as big of a hit, but you can show enough income for you to purchase a home, or however they'll give you ways in which you can work around your taxes. But to Felicia's point, if you're a 1099, you can't go in and writing off everything so that you can get so you're not having to pay any taxes, because the way it hits you on the back end is when you go and purchase a home or make any type of large purchases. They're looking at a certain area in your tax documents that says this is how much income you actually made. So you may have
it's on your Schedule C, line 31.
Yeah. So go back and look at that.
C, line 31. If you take line 31 on 2022 and 2021 tax returns and divide that by 24, it will tell you how much income we gonna use.
Yeah. And that'll be your monthly income. So again, if you do that, you look at Schedule C, line 33, you said? 31. Schedule C, line 31. If you look at that for 2021 and 2022, you divide it, add it together, divide it by 24, and it says that you only make $2,000 a month, but you making $10,000-$12,000.
If you call me and that's the number $2,000, I'm gonna tell you're gonna have to wait till the end of the year to file all of your income. But again, the Section 8 voucher works with anybody who's on it. Doesn't matter if you're 1099, doesn't matter if you W-2, doesn't matter if you're self-employed, because basically, or fixed income, basically it's going to go off of, it's just adding more money to what you already making.
Right.
So it's just anybody who can qualify for a mortgage who's on the Section 8 voucher.
All right. So, I mean, that's pretty straight to the point. Section 8 voucher, there are different ways that you can purchase homes, and we're trying to bring you guys this information. Once a month. We did it for the month of March. We did it every week. So feel free to go back and look at those videos. But again, there are different ways to purchase a home. You don't have to be ready today. You just have to be have the mindset that I would like to purchase a home. And all you have to do is just reach out to us. Give me a call. My number's at the bottom. Give Felicia a call. Her number's at the bottom. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. You can just write a note in the comments below, and we'll respond to you and we'll tell you, let's set up some time. Let's have a conversation and tell you what you need to do before we go in and pull any hard inquiries or whatever, but just to kind of inform you on what you need to do. We are definitely about educating our clients to make sure that they truly understand the pros, the cons, what's available to them, all this stuff or whatever. But just to wrap it up for today, you can purchase a home if you have a Housing Choice Voucher, formerly known as Section 8. You can purchase a home. If you are renting and you have a rental voucher, you can quickly just switch it over to a housing voucher. If you don't know how to do that, get in contact with Felicia. There is a small window of time that you have once you have switched it over, that we have about 90 days that we have to find a home. So before you switch it over, you want to make sure that you are income eligible to even get a loan. So you can possibly switch it over, but you need to be able to get a loan. And I think the requirements for the housing voucher is pretty simple. I think you have to have, what is it, like a 620 credit score, $1,000 saved up in the bank, and it was something else. And I'm just remembering that from a previous client that we worked with. But the requirements.
Well, I don't think there was a a credit score requirement for them. I just think
Okay.
it's just if they qualify for a mortgage.
So there you go.
So
And Felicia
minimum
is
580.
580.
Yeah, minimum 580 credit score. I don't really like the 580, but I have to say it's minimum 580, because interest rates at 580 is, kind of high, but I like people to set themselves up for, 600, 620, but that's something I can guide them through when I talk to them. But if you're on a rental voucher, hey, by all means call, see if you can qualify for a mortgage. What I will do at that time is also give them websites where they can apply for the assistance ahead of time, because sometimes the assistance takes 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks to get an approval through. And that way, by the time we switch the voucher over, they're ready. They're ready for down payment assistance. They're ready for a mortgage. The credit is right. And they're going to get the assistance from the housing department to pay a portion of their mortgage. So they become the landlord instead of the renter.
I like that. Yes. So become a landlord instead of a renter, become and invest in yourself instead of investing in somebody else. And
Yeah,
I know we have seen this. I know I posted it or whatever before. They have all kind of videos out there that you're going to pay rent one way or the other, whether you're paying your own rent or you paying or you gonna pay mortgage, somebody, whether you paying somebody else's mortgage, you paying your own mortgage. So
right,
pay your own mortgage, get yourself into position to be able to invest in yourself and pay your own mortgage. And this is one way that you can do that if you are a housing voucher recipient.
right,
If you are listening and you don't have a housing voucher, guess what? You still can purchase a home, and we have different programs that are available to you. So again, you can go back to our previous videos, or you can come this Saturday to our workshop. We have a monthly workshop every third Saturday. And so we have one coming up this Saturday on the 15th at 3815 Live Oak. That is the Shape Community Center in 3rd Ward, Houston, from 12 to 2. It's free. It is not a class. Let me repeat, it is not a class. It is strategically set up to be able to give each person a personalized plan, because your process to purchasing a home is going to be different than your friend, your cousin, your mama, your daddy, whoever. It's going to be different. Everybody's process to buying a home is totally different. And so we want to cater to each individual. So that's the reason why we do not do a class, because classes give general information and your purchasing process is, excuse me, it's not going to be general. So come
right.
out 3815 Live Oak this Saturday from 12 to 2, any particular time. You can speak to myself, my other partner in crime, Roland Hennigan, will be there. We'll have Felicia may be there. We're hoping that she will be, but she may or she may not make an appearance. But either way it goes, we have she's one of our preferred lenders. We have another preferred lender that will be there in attendance, as well as our credit specialist as well will be there. And putting a plug in for our credit specialist, Fig Restoration, Muncie Hawkins. She normally charges about $30 for to do a credit analysis, but she's doing it absolutely free. If you come to the workshop, she just asks that you come in with either Identity IQ or some type of information where it gives you your full credit report, and then she'll go and give you a full free analysis right then and there. So you can come in and you can get that information and speak directly and walk away with a personalized plan on what you need to do in order to purchase a plan, so that we can eliminate telling people, no, you can't buy a house, but this is what you need to do in order to do so. So Felicia, before we log off, is there anything that you want to, plug in, say, or whatever?
I just want to say there is assistance for you, for buyers out there. If you don't know, pick up the phone and call. If you're thinking it, pick up the phone and call. If you heard it in the grocery store or you was just eavesdropping at work, pick up the phone and call and find out for yourself, because there's a lot of money out there. There's a lot of money in Texas to help buyers become homeowners. You know, if you're not making enough money right now, then that might be a goal for you to get a better job, even though you've been there 10 years. You might need to be getting a raise or something to make your dreams come true. Home ownership is a reality. You know, before people used to think, oh, it's not possible. Oh, I can't own a home. But yeah, you can. And Hennigan Realty and me, myself at Guild Mortgage, I'm actually one of the loan officers that will talk a person through and stay with them for a year and a half till they ready. Most loan officers or most lenders will, write you off. But, Hennigan and Guild Mortgage, we believe in the community. We believe in home ownership. We believe in generational wealth. And so we'll guide you there if you're serious about it. If you're not serious, then don't pick up the phone and call. But if you're really serious, call us.
I'm sorry, I had to laugh at Felicia. To know her is to love her, y'all, and that's what you're getting. That's the real Felicia. She is very straightforward, but definitely, like she said, she is going to hold your hand throughout the process, and we will too. And two, let me just say this too, because I had a young lady who I spoke with on yesterday, and sometimes we count ourselves out because we just don't know. Right. And sometimes, she came and she told me what her credit score was. She told me what she made, what her income was. And neither one was bad. Both of them were doable. Both of them, she probably can contact a lender today and get approval. She probably could contact Felicia today and get approval. But she called. I'm glad that she called. But before she called, she had already counted herself out. And pretty much had said, I only make this amount of money. My credit score is only this. And I was like, we can work with that. We can work with that. And she had, just like I said, she had counted herself out. So all I want to say is just don't count yourself out. At least just call and educate yourself. I always tell people, let's move on facts and not feelings. I feel that I cannot own a home. Let's get some facts. Right. What's your income? What's your credit score? And let's move from there. So you don't have to make tons and tons of money. You just have to have income. You need to have, decent income, but decent, that word is very subjective. But you don't have to have 60, 70, 80, $100,000 in income in order to purchase a home. You don't have to have a 700, 800 credit score in order to purchase a home. So Felicia's already said multiple times, you can get a home with as low as a 580. We would like for it to be higher so that your interest rates can be higher and your buying power can be higher, but we can work with a 580. You can come in with I only make $40,000, for a year. Let's just talk about it because we don't know. You may have other income elsewhere, child support, Social Security, disability. Those things count as your income. But just give us a call and just find out. Like I said, let's move on facts and not feelings. And then whatever it is, we'll make a plan so that we can move you in the right direction towards your home ownership goal. So,
Well, how your grandmama used to say it, closed mouths don't get fed. So
exactly. So open your mouth and we will definitely feed you your information in order to get you towards your goal. It is. So yes. So with that, that was a good way we're gonna end that on that one. So we're definitely feeding you. We are definitely trying to, give you whatever you need. For those who tuned in, great. I highly suggest and I challenge you to share this information because sharing is caring. And also too, like Felicia said, just open up your mouth and give us a call because closed mouths do not get fed. And there is a no judgment zone when it comes to home ownership or whatever it is at Hennigan Realty Group, as well as at Guild Mortgage or any preferred lender that we work with. Like we don't judge, and we are very particular about the people who we work with. Because a lot of our clients, most of our clients, over 90% of our clients are first-time homeowners. Right. And so, we want to hold your hand through the process. So anyways, I don't want to bore you guys with that, but just, same thing. We're coming to you guys, giving you that information. So hopefully this was helpful and informative. Again, share this information, give us a call, and we're going to close out. Well, we're just going to go ahead and close out together. But Again, this is Felicia Rhodes. Information at the bottom, 832-610-9227. Her email address is right there. This is my information, 713-478-7443. And you can follow us on Instagram or Facebook at Hennigan Realty Group.
Where's Roland information? I don't see Roland.
This is his information. You know, he over on the side over here, but this is his information. And there you go. You can see his little cute picture down there in his business suit, but that's his number, 832-890-5400. Again, you can follow him on Facebook and Instagram, and just give us a call, and we'll hold your hand and put you in the right direction and get you towards your goal for home ownership. And hold on before we close out, because I see one more coming. Make sure you welcome Kanisha. She was just saying thank you, ladies. You are very welcome. If you guys have any questions, even after we close out, we'll be coming back and checking our comments and stuff or whatever. So feel free to comment later on if you had to log off or whatever because you're at work. And maybe we'll see you guys on Saturday, 12 to 2, and I'll post that link to the Eventbrite as well, so you can sign up and keep in contact.
All right, then.
All right. Thank you again, Felicia. And
no problem. Anytime, anything for you all.
All right. I appreciate it. Somebody's calling right now. I'll holler at you.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.